All right, welcome back to On the Line, a fishing podcast. I'm your host, Tony Boyden, with my brother Tim. And also joining us tonight is director of the Kansas Kayak Anglers, Todd Seagraves. Welcome, everybody.
How's it going?
Good. So tonight's episode is all about looking ahead at the 2026 Kansas Kayak Anglers season. We've got the admin team here to help you talk through what's staying the same, what's changing, and what the anglers can expect for next year. If you have any questions or you just want to say hello, drop them in your comments in the chat, and stick around and we'll find out what the schedule is. All right. So the first thing we want to talk about tonight is just some of the membership, the things that are staying the same, where to find the membership details and things like that. So the membership is going to continue to stay at $50 for the year. That puts you in the Angler of the Year race and the Rookie of the Year. So 1 second here. And you can go get you can start now and get your membership. And I will show you here in a second where to go if you haven't been there.
You get what you pay for, folks.
Yeah. All right. So when you're on the Kansas Kayak Anglers website, kansaskayakanglers.com, you can go to membership info and click on the membership info up at the top. And there is a click here to pay. And as we get your payment, we'll add you to the list. Just make sure you add in there your name, use the friends and family, and get that money to Todd, and we'll put you on the list here. And if you're a rookie this year, if you're new to the club, let us know. Just put that in the message as well. All right. Another thing that we wanted to talk about is this year we are allowing for younger members. So if you're ages 16 or 17, you can come out here and you can go to the liability waiver, and it's a Google form, and you just click on it, and then it'll just walk you through the steps to fill it out. So you can fill out the liability waiver for anyone that is the age of 16 or 17. A few things about that: you must have parental consent if you're at that age, and you must remain within a reasonable distance of your parent or guardian. And like I said, you must fill out the waiver. A few other things not changing this year. Big Bass Bonanza. There's no format changes. We're going to do the best 6 months out of 8 months. Once those are all updated on the Tourney X, you can go out and sign up for those. And it will be running March through October, so 8 months. And everything else stays the same. And then for monthly tournaments, we're going to keep the March to October schedule for now. And with those, the only one change is you must submit your fish within 72 hours for the monthly, and that lines up with the Big Bass Bonanza, just to kind of keep it. What's up, Derek? And I'm glad you love my sweater. Thank you very much for noticing. All right. Tim, did you want to discuss the next one? Or?
Yeah, so this is the rules about the boards and equipment uses. There won't be any changes to AOY and ROY points this year. The measuring boards are the Yak Attack and possibly the Bubba board. We're going to wait on that just to see what happens with that whole deal. And then, of course, the catch board. Just a reminder to always check approved equipment list before the season starts. Make sure you got your life vest, your light above your kayak, your running lights, navigation lights, and just check all the rules. Make sure they're good. But with further ado, Todd, you want to take us into segment 4 about the schedule?
Sure.
Drum roll.
Yep, Kansas River.
It's the reason everybody's on.
Yeah.
The one and only.
So, for 2026, we're going to keep the same number of tournaments. The biggest change is the championship will be a one-day championship. We'll get to that more towards the end, but it will be a one-day championship. Although I would recommend just planning on scheduling, being free the whole weekend because we will use that Sunday as a potential makeup day if the weather is potentially dangerous on the date of the tournament. So, just plan on taking that weekend off, and even if we don't end up using that makeup date, we might try to do some fun events, just to get out for a fun day on the water after the tournament. But without further ado, our first tournament for 2026 is going to be on April the 11th, and it is going to be back at the Mindlands Wildlife Area. So this one, we didn't go to Mindlands in 2025, and it's going to be different moving forward in 2026. So there's going to be certain pits that everybody's allowed to fish. So instead of just you can go to any public pit, there's going to be roughly 10 or so. We're going to kind of look at some maps and find some. We've just had some issues in the past of people either knowingly or unknowingly crossing into private property, and we just want to, eliminate any potential concerns of trespassing or catching fish where we shouldn't be. So what we're going to do is kind of pick a handful of pits. We're going to wait and release those about a week before the tournament, just to eliminate any potential, local advantage or, anything like that. So we will wait until a week beforehand. We'll release a map with the pits highlighted that you're allowed to fish, make it as clear as day. And yeah, we'll just, as judges, we will, make sure that, the fish being submitted are from pits that were allowed. And I think it'll be a good early season tournament. Usually the pits down at the Mindland Wildlife Area fish pretty well early in the season, whereas a lot of the lakes can be pretty tough, in early April.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then moving on, so our second tournament is going to be on May 2nd, and that will be back at Melvern Lake. So that should be a good, we had a pretty good turnout for our first tournament at Melvern this year. Fishing I wouldn't say great, but it was pretty good for how early in the season it was. And I think having that be in early May, it could fish very, very well at Melvern. The smallmouth will be kind of right at that spawning period, and should be all three phases: pre-spawn, spawn, and post-spawn, just depending on areas of the lake. So should be a good chance to kind of catch them however you want.
Nice.
And then moving on, so our third tournament is going to be on June 13th, and that is going to be our first Roadrunner tournament. Derek, you're welcome. And we are bringing back the State Fishing Lake Roadrunner. So that one is going to be you can fish any state fishing lake in the state of Kansas. So that'll just be a good one where people can go out, fish the kind of water that they want to fish, kind of find the type of fishing they like. If they don't want to, make a long drive from home, they can find something close to them. So it's just a good one to, get out, potentially explore some new water, or, make it an easy day, stay close to home and, do what you want to do.
Nice. Looking forward to that one.
And then our fourth tournament will be on July 11th, and we are going to go back to El Dorado Lake. So that's one we didn't fish last year. I know it's one of those lakes. It's prone to being windy. So we of course will hope that the wind gods keep the winds under 30 miles an hour. I'm not going to hope for no wind, because that's not going to happen there. But if we can limit the number of white caps. But El Dorado's, it's one of those lakes. It's not easy to fish, but it can also fish really well if you, find the right areas, kind of figure it out. So be good to get back down close to the Wichita area. We're just trying to really, cater to people, across the state in different areas. And so decided to head back to El Dorado.
Nice.
Our fifth tournament, we are going to do another Roadrunner. That's going to be on August 1st. And we are going to be doing the North 75 shootout again. So we did that this year. We had a great turnout. People really seem to enjoy it. So that's going to be the opportunity to fish Pony Creek, Banner Creek, Lake Shawnee in Topeka, and then Shawnee State Fishing Lake just north of Topeka. So you'll have 4 different lakes to choose from. They can all put out pretty good fish. So, I think the winner was at Banner Creek. Second place was at Pony Creek. Big Bass came from Lake Shawnee. So, it's kind of one of those, any lake could win it. And so, and they're all, within about an hour of each other. So it's kind of one of those, and anybody can kind of jump on the highway and pick which lake they want. Honestly, most of them are close enough. If you get on one and are not feeling it, you could pack up and hit another one, in the same day. So, and then we'll most likely do something similar to this year and have a meetup somewhere afterwards. More information will come on that. And then for our 6th tournament, which will be the last, regular season before the championship, is going to be on August 29th, and that's going to be at Perry Lake. You can take whatever you want from that. It's some people love it, some people hate it. And it's one of those lakes, sometimes it's on and fish is great. Sometimes it's off and does not fish great. So, but that's part of the fun of it is, having a challenge. So, and Perry Lake seems to, more often than not provide at least some level of challenge to anglers. So. And then for the championship, it's going to be earlier this year. So we're kind of wrapping up the season a little earlier than normal. Part of that is, we tend to not get a huge turnout for the championship when it's later in the year. People are getting amped up for hunting, or they're just burnt out from driving lake to lake for tournaments. So Bassmaster is changing their format going forward. So in March, they're doing the final kayak classic in the spring. So starting in 2026, the kayak classic will actually be in the fall. So it won't be with the boat tournament. And so they will have their championship. I believe it's in October or maybe first week in November.
Yeah. Like around the 14th or 15th, I think, of October.
Yeah. So that just kind of, if we have people that are, chasing that, whether, they're fishing the Kansas Bass Nation to try to earn a spot, or they're fishing the Bassmaster Series to earn a spot, if they do earn that spot, they're not having to miss out on our championship to make the classic. So our championship is going to be on September 19th. And like I said earlier, it is a 1-day championship. So just your normal 8-hour 5-fish limit, and it's going to be at Milford Lake. And so we chose the 1-day championship just because, some people, if they don't have a good day on the first day, they either pack up and leave early, or, it's just kind of one of those things where, it's hard to fish 2 days in a row on the same lake, have good days both days. And so, since we fish a 1-day tournament, every other tournament, it just makes sense to keep it a 1-day tournament instead of trying to stretch it out over 2 days. Also, like I said, we will use that Sunday, so September 20th, as a potential makeup day if the weather happens to be bad on that Saturday. So, saying it now, and we'll put it out, throughout the year as we get closer, but, just plan on, reserve a campsite for Friday and Saturday night, just, plan to have that Sunday available. And, if we end up having the tournament on Saturday, we'll go out and fun fish Sunday, or, get up and cook breakfast and, go out and fish for a few hours. But other than that, it's just a straight 1-day tournament. We decided on Milford Lake just because it's one, we've only fished it once through KKA, or no, twice now.
Yeah.
And people seem to like it. There's a good number of fish in the lake, kind of a good mix of, there's some big fish in Milford, but there's plenty of smaller fish too. So it's kind of one of those, do you go out and target the big fish and hope for a huge bag, or do you go out and just try and catch 40 or 50, mid-sized fish and hope for the best. So it's just a kind of a fun lake to kind of wrap up the season. Some of the, for anybody that fished Wilson this year, the fishing was tough. I me's still good fish in Wilson, but the numbers are definitely down. It's harder to catch fish there. And so Milford, it's kind of like Melbourne, you can catch a good number of fish, you can catch some big ones. And so it just seemed like a really fun lake to fish. They have good amenities there. So, lots of good places to camp. If you're not into camping, there's plenty of hotels and Airbnbs nearby. So it seemed like a really good lake to wrap up the season.
Just follow that orange net around the kayak with the orange net.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? That's my net.
I'm going to tell everybody where you launch from so that way they can follow you.
I mean, they could just watch my videos.
Yeah.
To add to that, Todd, too, we're looking at maybe doing, it's all in the works because it's towards the end of the year, but doing that, we do like to do the championship dinner kind of thing. We might try to do that on Friday night. Maybe have the cutoff slightly earlier for time off the water for that, and then we'll look at the cutoff days too, for like the weeks before at Milford. And I do know we kind of got to look at the Labor Day weekend too. It's kind of a couple weeks before, so we'll look into that as well to add to the championship. Yeah, it should be fun. We still like to do dinner. It's always fun, sit around. So yeah.
Awesome.
I'd love for everybody to put in the chat if you can, like what lake are you looking forward to from what we just talked about. But that's the main thing. Those are the main topics we wanted to hit. What about you, Tim? Which lake are you most excited about?
Probably Perry.
Perry?
I was El Dorado, but that's my granddaughter's birthday, so I won't be probably at that one. It's her first birthday, so
yeah.
But yeah, I just released like 3 Perry videos in the last 3 days, so it got me pumped. But yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited about.
What about you, Todd?
Man, I probably would have to say the State Fishing Lake Roadrunner. There's so many good, state fishing lakes that fish, or can fish really well. You never know what you're going to get, day of tournament, just like any lake. But, it's just kind of one of those, you can go find a lake and fish, deep rocky banks, or you can go flip grass, whatever you want, you can go find. And so I always like that, like trying to, having to look at, 40 different lakes and figure out, okay, which one do I have the best chance at?
Yeah, it looks like John agrees with you. He's looks like a fun schedule. I like the idea of any state lake. Yeah. And we'll post something out there too. You can go onto the KDWP and get the state lakes and the different regions. I think there's 5 regions in Kansas. And it will list any state lake. So that doesn't include, reservoirs, things like that, right? It is a state lake. So
it has to be a state lake. Yep. And Tony, what about you?
I say Mark also agrees with you, Tim. Perry. I did really well at Milford this year. So yeah, that's actually pretty exciting that the championship's there. But I don't know. I like Perry. I think, depending on the day, that can be a really good day at Perry. And I don't know, been a while since I've been to the Mineland Wildlife Area. I'm kind of excited about the change, like kind of just picking certain pits. I think it might be a little funner, just having everybody at the same pits. So
yeah, I'm scared of Mark out there at Perry now.
Yeah, well, we know where he goes.
Yeah.
So
I passed him 3 times, I think, that day.
Yeah, he just wouldn't move. I tell you what, no. Melbourne should be hot, and also looking forward to state fishing. Yeah, Melbourne's. I think every single person in Kansas Kayak Anglers is in agreement that Melbourne's one of the favorite lakes. I think it's close. That's another reason like Milford will be nice. It's a little bit closer than Wilson. For the majority of the Kansas Kayak Anglers, so that's kind of nice. And there's a lot of good amenities there. But yeah, Melbourne should be hot. That's a fun one too. So I like that lake as well. And I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good in May. So last year I think we got lucky when we did it in April, because it was pretty tough fishing the week before. So I think Melbourne's gonna be pretty good too. Austin State Fishing Lake, yeah, seems like there's a lot of people for that state fish. I'm actually excited about that one too, because Tim's son got married the last lake roadrunner we did, and we didn't get to do it. So, so I'm actually not sure where I'm going yet. So, but
Perry State Fishing Lake.
Yeah, no. Melbourne State Fishing Lake.
Yeah,
Don't put that out there. Somebody's gonna actually.
Yeah, they'll probably go out
That is
there.
not a state fishing lake.
Oh shoot! So Tony, you want me to ask you the next question?
Oh yeah, sure.
You have any goals for participation, like how to get it up or growth in the club?
Yeah, we've seen a really good increase this year. Things changed, and like last year, it was kind of down a little bit. But I actually was looking back, and I was thinking, a lot of people, 2021 stuff, 2022, they were really getting away from COVID, right? And so we had a lot of people were buying kayaks. A lot of people were doing that, and then changes, and then families. People have families, and so it was exciting to see. I think we had eight or nine rookies this year. I'd like to see that again next year. So my goal would be to get about 8 or 9 rookies. So if you know somebody that hasn't done it yet, I know Austin, you brought your dad out to one, and it'd be cool if he could get into a tournament or two. So yeah, if you know anybody that's like thinking about it, yeah, let them let us know, and get them involved and tell them how much fun you've had. So yeah, I think that would be my goal for this year is to continue with the majority of the people that we had this year. I think we had 42 or 43 members. So we'd like to see that. That helps. Those membership fees help pay for, like the shelter houses and the trophies and things like that. So, we want to try to keep that membership, above between 40 and 50. More than 50 would be great, but, above 40 mark. Yeah. So I think that's really our goal, and continue to have new people on the podcast that we haven't had before.
Yep.
So will you be here? Come see us.
Yep.
Win a tournament. Get Big Bass. We'll put you on.
Someday when I become a real boy, I'll win a tournament.
That was my goal for this year, was to make you interview me, Tim, and that happened. So
that was rough.
Yeah.
I took medication before I came on that one.
Yeah.
Tyler, what about you? Any goals for growth this year?
I think my biggest thing I would like to see is we had a lot of people that, signed up for memberships, came to a tournament. I would like to see people try to hit, I know not everybody's going to hit all 7 tournaments. There's a handful of us that, don't have a life and make it to all of them. But, I would like to see people try to make it to at least like 3 of them. I think it'd be nice to see more faces at the tournaments, not have to just look at Tim and Tony and Clayton and Jay and all the usual suspects. So,
we had 9 people total that made every single tournament.
Yeah.
So let's get that number up.
Yeah. I'm tired of looking at those 8 other people.
Yeah. And you get a gold star if you show up for the award ceremony. So Tony's gonna give you those little gold sticker if you show up.
I'm happy to go on Amazon and order me a $5 of gold stickers if that's what it takes.
So
Tim?
For me,
what about you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you guys. Like I just want to see it grow, and just talking with new people, seeing somebody out on the water, even a boater. Obviously I talk to everybody, but if I see a boater, hey, come join us. You got a kayak? Come join us. I met a guy at Lake Tenkiller, actually, who's from Big Hill area, and he was going to come join us for Big Hill. So it's just, you don't know where you're going to meet somebody and where they're from, and just come join us. Love to have you. But,
yeah, even like just, if you're out fishing with a buddy and, they have a kayak, maybe they're not, they don't want to invest the money into driving to different lakes and stuff. Say, hey, sign up for the monthly. You don't have to be a member. It's cheap. Sign up, and why not?
Yeah. I'm not laughing at you, Todd. I'm laughing at. I watched a few of Tim's videos today, and I'm gonna get him a shirt that says, "If this is a bass, You know why that's so funny, Doug, is because I said the exact same thing to him.
He said that. He goes, "You say it's the state. It might be the state record a lot, or it's a catfish."
Yeah.
Uh,
That's hilarious.
Or I have to bleep out my "Oh my god."
Thanks for making my night, Doug. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Derek also liked it.
Oh, shoot.
Any Todd, any feedback like from anglers in 2025 that helped shape, the next season? Minus all the feedback from Derek.
I heard Derek loves Roadrunners, so I mean, if anything, we might add more Roadrunners in. Last
Yeah, I think those were. I think we had some things come up, in 2025 that was kind of like getting the points updated, making it simpler, right? AOI. We do the 100, 99, 98, etc. And then making all the tournaments the same weight, instead of making it overly complicated. If we get to that point where we're having 40 plus to 40 plus in a tournament, we might change that. Like we may, if we start getting that regularly, that might increase to a different point scale. But I think for now, with the 30, 25 or so average, I think it's a good scale. So, but yeah, definitely Roadrunners. We wanted to add plenty of Roadrunners for you, Derek. So it's hard in Kansas to not do Roadrunners, and we get really good turnouts for Roadrunners. So,
and he has no room to talk because he's got a first at Perry, a first at Melbourne, and a first at Milford. So he's gonna be one to watch out for this year.
Yeah. Well, you're one of the faces we like to see every tournament, Derek.
Yep.
So,
and I will say, because we didn't touch on it, but we'll keep the teams series the same for 2026. We've had a lot better turnout since we made it randomly picked and made it a lower cost. So it's just kind of one of those things. I think it's a chance for people to kind of connect with other people that maybe they haven't fished with before, and kind of discuss like, hey, how should we look at this, and how can we have a best chance at winning besides catching a bunch of state records like Tim almost.
That's only one state record that I've seen.
I'll go 50-50 on that with you, Doug. Actually, that brings me up a point. I didn't really put it in here, but that t-shirt store and whatnot for Kansas Kayak Anglers still open. It's actually on the website as well under resources. So if you're still looking for that t-shirt or hoodie or whatever, I did find that I either grew a little bit or the extra larges were just a little snug, just an FYI. So they might be, after I washed it. So you might up one size. They fit, but just you might up one size. And then if you guys have any ideas about other things you'd like to see on, that store where you can order them online, feel free to let me know. And we can add a few more things on there. I think we're limited to 5. We've got 3. So hoodies, long sleeve, and short sleeve shirts. So I actually have a XL hoodie that I'll probably be giving away on the first in their first tournament. So
nice. So Todd, let's go to you. Anything anglers should start prepping for now for the season coming up?
No, just have your stuff ready. Like,
it'll be here before you know it, for sure.
Yep.
You getting anything new for next year, Todd?
Not as of now. I've spent enough money on other hobbies as of late.
That's a question for you, Todd.
What's that?
There's a question there for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So for Kansas Bass Nation, still ironing out a few details, but I can say the championship will be in conjunction with KKA, so it will be at Milford on the 19th. Same thing, 1-day tournament. It will again be an open, so anybody that is a paying Kansas Bass Nation member will be able to fish it. So we may have people from out of state fishing it in conjunction. We will probably do a few other tournaments that will also be in conjunction with KKA. I'm still kind of working out some details on those. So I imagine at some point, next month or in February, I'll be back on here to kind of discuss those. But the tournaments, you won't have to qualify other than being a paying member to fish the championship. We may do a few just low cost tournaments, just for people that, want to, try to make a little extra cash. But we're planning on doing them pretty much all in conjunction with KKA this year, just to kind of cut down on the amount of stuff I have to coordinate. And also it just makes it easier with the anglers, because most of the anglers are already fishing KKA. So we'll, just keep them together like we did.
Todd, is that still $30 for the
yes,
membership?
so it's a $30. You have to have a $30 Bass Nation membership and then a $30 Kansas Bass Nation. So 60 total. And then you do also have to be a paid Bassmaster member as well.
Stinky River Tom returns again.
Yep.
What's up? I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure who that is still. Tom? All right. Glad to have you back again.
You any anglers should start preparing for, or you got any new stuff coming out this year that you're going to try?
My hope is to get a new kayak.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit up Eco Fishing Shop. I'm looking at them right now. Probably I'm actually going to call after the holidays. I'm going to give Travis a call over at Eco Fishing Shop, and I'm going to talk to him about getting I think I'm going to go with the Old Town Pro, the 12, the PDL. So I can just swap all my stuff from my Hobie over to it and switch it up a little bit. Old Town's a good company, and I like their I like the company itself, and I'm not sure where Hobie's going, so I think I'm gonna try to switch up that. Other than that, I got I'm gonna try some BFS stuff. So next year too, I just got my reel and it's sitting right behind me. So you? What about you?
Yeah, I bought a BFS also, Shimano Corrado with a Dobbins rod. So Mark kind of got me into that, so I went down that rabbit hole. It should be in tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Tony and I are heading to Texas here before long, and so we'll try it down there, see if we can catch some fish. But yeah, Derek's going with live scope now too.
Yeah,
I think about everybody has it.
The first 3 months, if you're not good at it, you'll get worse, and then you'll get better. Oh well, I'm glad you're a kayak river angler. I'd love to see you come out if you're in Kansas. Let's see you come out to one of the tournaments or something.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Any more questions for me, babe, from the audience, or?
Yeah.
Got any questions? Let us know.
We're gladly stay on here for another 2 hours if you guys want.
No, not
They will.
They will.
I'll be in bed.
Yeah. So the main thing, just kind of recap on everything. Go out. You're welcome to go out now and do the membership for the Kansas Kayak Anglers through the website. Sign up on there. Send the money to Todd. We'll put you on the list. And something too, I would ask, just to keep me honest, is doing the spreadsheet on Kansas Kayak Anglers. It's been updated to 2026 for AOI and ROI and things like that. And then the Big Bass, which none of that will come into play until after our first tournament. But if you are a paid member and you don't see your name on there within 7 days or so, feel free to reach out to me or Todd or Tim and let us know that, hey, I sent the money in. Maybe there's a mix-up. Maybe it's delayed. Just go out there and check it out, and should see your name in there within a week or so, depending on what's going on. And once the tournaments come up, if you double check your placement, your points for AOI and stuff, if you're a paid member. With that membership, Todd, is it still going to be one free tournament where you don't have to be a member?
Yeah, so we've done this the last couple of years. So you can fish one tournament without being a paid member. However, that tournament, if you do fish it and you're not a paid member, it does not count towards Angler of the Year, even if you sign up and pay for your membership later. So if you're planning on fishing more than one, it's definitely best to sign up for your membership ahead of time, because the last thing you want to do is win the tournament and think, heck yeah, I have a chance at Angler of the Year, and then that doesn't count.
Yeah. And Stinky River Tom, I can't use the front of my yak for a fish finder due to my net. Yeah, musky nets. SOB. What's a good small fish finder that would do well in a river with side imaging?
I think Hummingbird has the best side, doesn't it? Side imaging.
It does. You're gonna pay for it. If you're wanting to go a little cheaper, you could do like a Garmin Striker 5 or 7. You can get those with side imaging, and they're a fairly small footprint, so you can put them on, the side of your kayak and not have to have like a crossbar on the front. So
yeah.
Yep.
I can't remember which Garmin I had. No, I had a Lowrance, and it was okay, but I'm not great at side imaging. So, but yeah, I'm not the best person to ask about that. I haven't had a lot of different ones. So, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So glad to help. That's what we're here for. Being in a kayak community. I'm trying to think. Yeah. So if you got any more questions, a few more things, like I said, we'll get some of the updated rules out there. We'll make a post this week, next few days, with these tournaments and the schedule on the Facebook page. The website is already updated. Now, underneath the website, the times and all that stuff and the dates really haven't all been updated. So that'll take some time to do, and things like that. So, like, where the awards ceremonies are going to be and things like that. I would imagine that we're probably going to do Mineland Wildlife Area. What is his name down there? I want to say Roger, but I don't think it's it. The owner of Strip Pit Bait and Tackle is usually really good to us. Let's just set up there. Melbourne Lake Marina, just like we did last year. I'll be reaching out to Eric over there. Great group of people over there. And State Lake Roadrunner, we won't probably do any award ceremony. Maybe, Todd, we can figure out something, maybe go live or something later that day,
Yep.
Do a live feed on Facebook or something. El Dorado, we'll look at a few places out there, probably just a boat ramp for that one or something. And then like the marina area. And then Roadrunner, more than likely, we'll probably just stay somewhere like the north side of Topeka or something like that, Hunter's Ridge area. Tim will buy y'all pizza.
Maybe.
And we'll do some pizza up there. And then Perry Lake, probably just a shelter house, like usual. And then the KKA Championship at Milford Lake, I think we did it at
Nils house.
Yeah, Acorns Resort, the parking lot. They're happy to have us. Will there be a complete list of accepted Yeah. So whatever's on the KDWP right now in the 5 different regions, if you click on them, you go out to the KDWP. But yeah, they should all be accepted. But yeah, we definitely can provide the list or the link to the list.
Yeah, and I think we even had I think we had a list the last time we did that tournament. Here's every single lake, just a vertical formatted.
Yeah, we'll just make sure that they're all still valid. Just double check that. I think we still have the list out there as well. So yeah. I talked to the Mike out at Acorns. He was going to let us use the outdoor seating area because of the time of the day. They're real busy time. So I believe it was Mike. I'll double check that. But yeah, it'd be great if we could do something with Acorns a little further. If you know them a little bit better than myself, we went out there, and it'd be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really is really nice. They've got a great setup over there. You can actually stay there too. Anybody wants to. They've got cabins at Acorns Resort as well.
Yep. And then we'll probably have Neil on the next podcast to see where we need to go at Milford to win it.
Well, I'll be on, so
Yeah. I already know your spot.
Yeah, not that not that hard, but yeah, here's the, I pulled that up really quick.
Nice.
You can see here it has a regions here on the KDWP. You just go out and search Kansas State Lakes, and then there's 5 regions. And then if you click on each region, it will show the different lakes and the locations. So
Nice.
if there's something you want to do some winter research, these are the state lakes, and yeah, I've been to a lot of them, so they're pretty good, and it covers all of Kansas, which is really nice. So you can drive as far as you want, or you can stay as close as you want. That's the nice thing. So, and in addition to oh yeah, the cabins are really nice. Yeah, they really are. So
yeah.
if you maybe we can it's pretty busy that time of year. They're pretty booked, like solid, the cabin. So I'd recommend if you get acorns that you do it earlier in the season before summer starts.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, kind of what Neil said is we haven't yet confirmed sponsors. We'll keeping all the sponsors for 2026. So there's some we're going to be reaching out at the first of the year, but as always, with as our group grows, someone might know someone that might be interested in sponsorship, whether it be product, money, if they want to sponsor a specific event near them or something. There's lots of options. Maybe they want to throw in an extra $100 for the Big Bass, or maybe they want to do sponsored by On the Line podcast, whatever that might be. So if other sponsors, we had quite a few this year. Neil, he has his reel service that he does, and there's Clayton who does like jigs and bladed baits and all sorts of good stuff, and Austin with Grumpy Fish Co. made us stuff, and over in Lake Marina and Amped Outdoors, Kayak Cushion, Biz Baits is always really good. So if you know anybody, you have any contacts, it's always great to have more sponsors, more prize packages, things like that. Some bigger giveaways. I know we have some Austin and myself, we have some kayak paddles, some of the bending branches, is that correct, that we did. So yeah, we did. Yeah, we talked about the merch store. So we have the I don't have it here with me, but there's the Kansas Kayak Anglers on the website. If you go to the Kansas Kayak Anglers page, you can actually see that. Here, let me just share my screen for you guys. All right, so there's a resources page here, and am I lying? Shop. I'm sorry, a shop tab at the top. And if you click on the shop here, it can take you to the gear store. And this is through T-shirts, etc. here in Topeka. So if you're in Topeka and you want to do a local pickup, you can do that. And you can just pick your shirt. But like I said, we have a couple more options. If someone wants to, we might throw some hats on this year. And you can get, we just stuck with the 3 things, make it simple: short sleeve, long sleeve, and hoodies. So if you got anything else you really want, let us know. And you can also, Kansas Kayak Anglers has our design and everything. So if you want something specialty printed, like, you can call them up, and if you wanted your custom, like your name across the back or something like that, feel free to call up them. Tell them you're looking for Kansas Kayak Angler. You want a specific, you can go in there to the store, you can pick out something and still have our logo put on it. This just kind of helped us. They ship directly to you, which is really nice. You don't have to go pick it up. That's the one that really helped us, instead of trying to order 30 of them and then trying to get things to people. And it was just, it was a lot. So that's what we did. So another question, has anybody heard about the date? I believe it was the 24th, that same time frame of October. Don't quote me on that exact date. But yeah, it's going to be that same weekend. So, and then Derek got him a new hat and a long sleeve shirt already. Nice.
Sweet.
Where'd you get the hat from? Did you get the hat on the store? Did you call them and ask them? Oh, hoodie, not hat. Gotcha. So, gotcha. I'm sure they could get you a hat too if you called them. So, all right. That was really it. So yeah, sponsorship, clarified some rules. Derek, I just call them and ask. If they make meetings, they might. That's actually a good idea. So, I think the number's on that page. So,
another question I had, Tony, was if in the comments, if you'd like to see something on this podcast, like talk about reels, or we already talked about motors or baits, or YouTube channels, or throw some ideas out there. We're always looking for new ideas to have someone on the podcast to talk about something. So, trailers, how to redo bearings, anything you want to talk about, just let us know, and we can sure try to get somebody on here to make that happen, or we can talk about it, or always looking for new ideas.
And Neil wants to know if we're still going to Texas. I don't know what you're talking about, Neil.
Yep.
Like what you how no.
4 days of probably no fish. I'm going big or going home. I won't be throwing.
We haven't made the final decision yet because we're waiting to see what the weather does. So we're planning on it over New Year's, but we're kind of just waiting to see
if it stays above 50.
Yeah. So farther south, if it's going to be colder, is basically what it's what's going to be. So we got
I don't know if Lake Falcon's any good anymore, but yeah.
Falcon Lake. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So thank you everybody for watching tonight.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Tim, do you have anything else you want to say or add to?
No, I think I'm good. Todd,
yourself?
No. Just looking forward to next spring.
Heck yeah, got a lot of good lakes with smallmouth or largemouth. So you got whatever you love. So I'm pretty excited. I am going to catch it. You probably crap your pants if I really did, though. Wait till you see the next Perry video I got coming out tomorrow. So that's actually the tournament.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it as well. So,
all right.
Thanks, Neil.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Yep.
Hope you all like it. And if you got any questions, and we'll just talk to you next time.
All right. Take care, fellas.